So children, today I am going to speak about various food crops grown in our country. So there are various types of food crops grown in our country, and I would talk about rice, wheat, millets and maize. So let me begin with rice. See children, all the crops require different type of climatic condition, different type of temperature and different amount of rainfall. So when I begin with rice, rice is the staple food of most people in our country. What is the meaning of staple food? Staple food basically is the food crop which forms the base of a traditional diet. Mainly it is consumed in large quantities, so it is called as a staple food. So India is the second largest producer of rice in world, and it is a kharif crop and it requires high temperature. It also requires an annual rainfall of above 100 centimeter. Now what do you mean by annual rainfall? Annual rainfall refers to the average rainfall a place receives in a year, and it is measured with unit of length. So there are three main regions where rice is grown in our country: northern plains, northeastern regions and the deltic regions. Now second, I talk about wheat. Wheat is also the second most important food crop in our country, and India is the second largest producer of wheat in the world. India is a rabi crop and it requires cool season for growth, and at the time of harvesting it needs bright sunshine. So annual rainfall it requires is from 50 to 75 centimeter, and it is grown mainly in two zones. One is the Ganga-Satluj belt and second is the black soil region of our country. So rice and wheat, as you can see, are the two crops which are consumed in a large quantity and by the most people in our country, or a large population in our country. Third is millets. So millets mein I would talk about jawar, bajra and ragi, and these are called as the coarse grains, basically dardre hote hain. And as I talk about jawar, jawar is the third most important food crop consumed in the country. These crops can be grown in both the seasons, rabi as well as kharif. When I talk about jawar, jawar is mostly the rain-fed crop and it is grown in moist regions. It requires hardly any irrigation, and it is grown in the states of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. Second is bajra. Bajra is grown in dry regions and it is grown in sandy soil and the shallow black soil. So next is ragi. Ragi is also grown in dry regions, and the main thing about these two crops are that they can be grown in wide range of soils. Like for example, ragi can be grown in sandy soil, loamy soil and red soil. So these are the main points about millets. When we talk about millets, very important aspect is that they have high nutritional value. So ragi ki jaise hum baat kare to it is very nutritional. Next is maize. Maize can be used as both as a food crop and as a fodder crop. Fodder crop means that it can be used for the cattle also. So food and fodder crop, and it can be grown in both seasons, kharif and rabi. Like for example, in Bihar it is grown in during the rabi season, and it requires 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius of temperature. And in last few years, because of the development in various methods of agriculture, there are high yielding variety of seeds and fertilizers being used, which have influenced the growth of maize in our country. Next is pulses. पल्सेस तो सभी को पता है, बहुत सारी दालें हैं जो हम डेली घर में भी कंज्यूम करते हैं, उनके नाम भी बुक में लिखे हुए हैं, अरहर है, मसूर है, मूंग है. सो ऑल दीज फॉर्म द पार्ट एज अ pulses, and India is the largest producer of pulses in world. They are the major source of proteins for a vegetarian diet, so they also are consumed in a large quantity. So children, this is all about food crops. These are the main crops. You can have a look at the board and you can just note down the important points. Thank you so much.